What's up, beautiful Virgo? I'm super excited to be here and to connect to y'all. Hello, if you're here for the first time, and welcome back. If this is your multiple time, I don't know. I'm like hyped because I'm almost done with all the 2020 energy readings. You're one of the last. It has been a long road, so let's just tune in. We're going to do your 2020 energy overview. We're going to look at the overall energy that I'm picking up, a little bit of channeled messages, looking at relationship and love, looking at work, study, that sort of stuff, anything material, work you like type of energy. We're going to look at your health, spiritual, emotional, physical, and so forth. That's Dutch. And then I think I'm going to look, oh yeah, of course I'm going to look at what you need to let go in 2020 and what you need to focus upon in 2020. You can use this reading for your sun, moon, or rising, or if you're cross watching for a loved one. But also if you want to like connect to like one of the other planets where you have, wherever you have Virgo in your energy, and maybe get a little bit more detailed about certain specifics. Just pick out, like, look at your natal chart and see where Virgo falls, so you can get a little bit of a deeper understanding what your 2020 is going to be all about. So let's just tune in. Did I say anything? Oh no, but first off, I forgot to say, I keep saying this in my personal 2020 readings too. Like, use this as a gentle guide, not as a strict regime that you need to follow. And if you don't follow it, or if something doesn't happen the way Charity said it was happening, just leave a little wonder for awe and magic. Take what resonates. Keep in mind, this is a general reading and not a personal one. Okay? And of course, check out your sun, or no, maybe this is your sun, your moon, and your rising to get a more complete idea of what your 2020 is going to be all about. So let's see. So when I was tuning into your energy, first thing that I saw was you like washing a shirt like crazy. You were not like in a wash machine, but you were washing it on hand, like rubbing it and trying to get a stain out that was in front of your heart space. And you were trying to get it out, and I saw that the shirt started, like, you washed it so many times that it started losing his color. I felt like the shirt was white though. The stain was like almost a little bit red orangey. um, then I saw you drying the shirt, and I saw you wearing it. And when you were wearing it, there was this like spot there, like you saw that it was stained. Um, and you saw it too, and you felt very self-conscious about. You were like, this is not feeling right. It's not feeling okay. Even though I washed it 100 times, even though I know it's not dirty, even though I don't give a shit about what other people think, it's not feeling right. Um, and then what was it? What I saw? Yeah. Then I write. Oh, I always write down what I get in my channeled messages, at least almost all the time. And then I saw you um, thinking thinking about buying a new shirt. So that was your channeled messages. So when I was thinking about that, and I asked the universe, okay, what does this mean for Virgo? What does it mean that they got stained shirt, they're trying to wash it, trying to like wash it clean, like change it, make it different, and it end up like wearing it and being very self-conscious, and then thinking about, okay, I might need to buy a new one. Well, for me, this means that in 2020, Virgo, you might be trying to wash your hands of something. You might be trying to like, yeah, both. That's not wasn't really what I was trying to say, but that's actually what the entire energy was feeling like afterwards. But I feel like there's something that you own or you have. It could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be a job, it could be a friendship that you really really like. There's a nostalgic feeling to it. Like, you like wearing it. It feels comfortable. It looks pretty on you. But then it's stained. Like, it kind of gives me the feelings like, when a glass breaks or a mirror blade breaks, even though you put it all together, you will never get the same reflection again. It will be broken up in a million pieces. I'm not saying it's ugly, but it's just different. It's not no longer the same. So I felt like, okay, you washed it, you tried to fix it, So there's something in 2020 that I feel like maybe even all longer before 2020, you're trying to fix it, and it's not really working. You can't fix it. You can't. And then you dry it and you start wearing it. So you try to like move on with it and try to like wearing it outside and try to go about your life with the idea in mind, being really, really self conscious about the fact that the thing that you try to change is not changing. It remains the same. That it's unchangeable. Of course, nothing is unchangeable, but in this case, the shirt, the stain didn't get out, and you still like felt really self conscious. You were like, I can't wear this anymore, even though I don't care about what other people think. To me, it doesn't feel good. So I feel like you might be in a situation where you might not feel good about the thing that you've been trying to change and you're not able to change it because it's out of your hand. It's not in your control. It's not in your control. Um, and then I feel like at the end of the year or maybe mid 2020, you are like, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy a new shirt. So I feel like you're going to make the decision. I feel like a lot of Virgos will make the decision, but are not ready to let go of the shirt yet. So some of y'all might get a new shirt and get the other one back in the closet. Other ones might like think about getting a new shirt and not really just doing it like postponing upon it. Like, do I say it correct? Postponing upon it, like procrastinating buying a new shirt, right? um but in the end, I feel like you will get a new shirt. So there's something in 2020 that you're going to release, something that you're going to let go of in 2020. I feel like you might have a hard time doing this, but you know it's needed. I know, I feel like deep down, you know, okay, I tried everything I could in the book. I didn't just wash it by hand. I bleached it. I tried every like magical so-called potion upon it to change it. Maybe even dyed it, try to dye it in the same color of the stain, but it didn't work. Like it just remained there and it's just like, nah, not working. So that's what I'm feeling for you. And this is actually a really good thing. It connects to what 2020 is all about. 2020 comes down to a 4 year. 4 year is all about creating new foundations, or creating foundations, looking at your foundation, looking at the root cause of things, why things in your life are the way they actually really are, or why they appear the way they are, or why you are the way you are. And I feel like you will be figuring out why that stain is there, how it got there in the first place, and now you got that knowledge, but that knowledge ain't helping you get the stain out. I hope you get me there. The knowledge ain't helping you get the stain out, and you're ready to just like wash your hands and release it and let go of it. Maybe with a little bit like hesitation for some of y'all, but you're definitely going to release it. Whatever it is, maybe it could be a partner, it could be a job, it could be a habit, something that you kept on doing, that you were very familiar with. Maybe it's a shirt that you have been wearing all your life. No wonder you're having a hard time letting go of it. There are some nostalgic energy surrounding it. But I promise you, the new shirt would look hella good on you. It would look so cute. You should try it on. Okay, let me see what your energy is going to be all about. I don't know why I'm so mindfully shriveling. I feel like 2020 is going to be a year where you might be very mindful of things, very, very calm, and very like, I don't want to say collected. No. I feel very calm about things. There's a very stable energy here that I'm feeling. No wonder. The card of the energy of your year is power. Do you see these amazing bears? So this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling empowered. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling, even though these bears don't look calm at all, they look like they're ready to fight or to protect something that's theirs. Might be your energy also. I feel like I feel like this has to do with a twin flame energy or a relationship. Might be a relationship with a mom. Because bears are all about mom energy, but it also might be a relationship with your twin flame or with a relationship with a Gemini, um, or maybe even an air sign for that matter, or someone that you're really, really close with, like your sister or your best friend or your best buddy or your brother or whatever it may be. I feel like your year is going to be all about you reclaiming your power, you getting back your power, you releasing something. And I feel like relationships are going to be a very big point, a very big, I want to say inspiration in 2020, but also a bother. So I feel like there will be relationships coming to the surface where you feel like you need to protect yourself. There will be relationships that are already there, friendship that you need to protect. That's what I'm actually really trying to say. Yeah, there are relationships you either try like need to protect in 2020, and there are relationships that you actually need to release, and you need to protect yourself from these energies, from these people that have been making you either mad, upset, or giving you really a hard time, making you feel really bad about yourself. I feel like this is going to be a very self-conscious year. You will be very self-conscious about your flaws, maybe, or flaws. Um, I don't really think that they are flaws, but you might look at them as flaws. I don't. I look at them as like maybe like your whole personality, and we all have little quirky things or things that are just like, maybe I should change that. Like I'm an emotional eater. Like I like to eat as much as I can as soon as I get emotional, and it's not really like a flaw as much as it's like an understanding of where I'm coming from, where I've been, my relationship with food. Food is one of my love languages. I love to surprise people with food or give food to people. So there's this quirk or this thing that you might be conscious about that's actually like there for a reason, and it might be time for you to like really get to deep down into it. It might stem from your childhood, because when I'm thinking about my emotional eating also comes from my childhood, of having a lack thereof, and therefore being like either punished or at least in the past when I was a young girl, I was either punished by food, or didn't get any food, or I was like celebrating like, oh my god, we got food on the table, like, ooh, you need to be really grateful and you need to eat fast fast fast. I kind of feel like this is the same for you. Might not be in food. I don't know even why I'm talking about my own personal thing. So there might, for some of y'all, there might be something going on with food or a habit that comes from the past, that stems from the past. I feel like it's very important for you to be really mindful of it, to not judge yourself, to not get into a defensive type of mode about it. I feel like as soon as you trust yourself, and as soon as you get an awareness and an understanding and a mindfulness about it, you are able to either change it up if that's what you really want, or you're able to accept it for what it is at that point or that moment in time. Yeah. So let's see what else we got for you, beautiful Virgo. I almost want to say Gemini though. I know you're not. Or maybe some of y'all are. I'm going to pick 4. So the cards that I got for you, the 4 cards, we got the Queen of Swords in your 2020. We got the 3 of Pentacles. We got the 10 of Pentacles. Look at this. And then we got the 3 of Cups. This is beautiful. What I'm seeing is really, I'm excited for you. What I'm seeing here is with the Queen of Swords, I feel like in 2020, you will be very strict. You will be very straight to the point. You will be very protective of what's yours. And I feel like you are going to, you're having some plans, or you're going to like decide which direction to go into with more confidence. I feel like there's going to be more confidence for you. I feel like in 2020 it's going to be all about relationships, maybe even collaborations with people, working together with people. This could be people from your workspace. This could be people that you're trying to build a business with, or somebody that you're trying to work with. It could also be a family member that you're trying to work with. What I'm seeing here is that you need to be able to embrace every different personality that you're trying to collaborate with to make this thing work. I also see some of y'all learning from people that are very close to you, or people that you are looking up to. You could be seeking out a mentor, or maybe a coach, or someone that's going to help you improve upon what you're trying to improve upon. So some of y'all might be learning or trying to learn to do your wash better, like wash your clothes better. Or some of y'all trying to learn how to make or create your own clothes. goes. Some of y'all are really trying to like step it up a notch in whatever business or a purpose or thing you're trying to like get into. Some of y'all are trying to work on your relationship and might get some counseling on your relationship, or might get some um, improvements done on self. I feel like this could be outside improvements, but I also feel like this could be inside improvements. So you will get like be a better mom, or be a better dad, or be a better lover, or a wife, or a husband, or friend. I feel like you will some of y'all will be very focused on trying to improve themselves, and this improvement is also going to be a very good improvement on the household. Most of y'all will be having a lot of abundance in 2020. I feel like mostly material abundance, or might be upgrading some of your abundance. It might be that some of y'all might be changing up your house entirely, or even buying a house for some of y'all. Not all, but some of y'all. And I feel some of y'all will start a family or get a new addition to the family. Might even be a pet though. Might not be especially like a child, but it could be a pet. What I'm also feeling here is that I feel like there will be more time, free time, to create like joyful experiences with family. There might be um, there might be some financial component to it, or some material opponent. So there might be a love language of giving gifts to one another, or there might be going on vacation together. I feel like there's like a lot of focus upon the household, and changing it and making it better, and I feel like you're trying to do the best you can this year, trying to like really upgrade yourself on multiple levels. And I feel like this is going to be a very successful thing. I feel like there will be a lot of celebrations and things to look forward for you, beautiful Virgo. What I'm definitely feeling is that you will be achieving certain things, with maybe even a sisterhood or a brotherhood, or wherever you connect to your soul family. I feel like there will be a very like you guys connecting to one another and being like, yes, we made it, or yes, we did this. There, I feel like people will be celebrating you. Will be very like I feel like there will be more expressions of gratefulness, or more people correcting you, or like the vision you got of yourself, like what I talked about just before, with you being very self-conscious, and maybe even a little bit hard about like on yourself, like a little bit judgmental on yourself. I feel like there will be a lot of people surrounding you, telling you something totally different, like seeing you totally different, and mirroring this back to you, either in words or by celebrating you of some sort. And I kind of feel like you're kind of starting to like adapt that thought, or accept that part of yourself that you're trying to like have an issue with or something. Yeah, so that's what I'm feeling there for you, beautiful Virgo. I like it. I'm excited for you. So let's see what it is that you need to release in 2020. Let's focus upon that. So what I'm seeing here, nothing yet. But what I'm feeling when it comes to you needing to release, what you need to release in 2020 to be the best possible you that you can possibly be. We got surrendering to effortlessness. We got receiving support and love. And then we got surrender worry. Let me see what we got here. So, we got surrendering to effortlessness. I will read what it says on the card. It says, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow, instead of trying to force the river. Then we got surrender to receive. Like, look at this. There are two bears there too. See? Even though I feel like these are not really ice bears, is it? Do I say it correct? Whatever. I feel like these are brown bears. But you might need to look up on the internet, like Google or something, the spiritual meaning of ice bear, polar bear. Sorry, this is a polar bear. I don't know why I said ice bear. In Dutch, we say ijsbeer. So I made a like translation from straight translation from Dutch to English. It's a polar bear. But might look up what's the spiritual meaning of a polar bear, and might look up what's the spiritual meaning of a brown bear. I don't know if it's called a brown bear, but you know which one, the one that catches the salmon. I know I pronounced that wrong too, but hey. Guess you know what I'm saying. This card says, allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take off the pressure and simultaneously, I'm not even going to write it again, nurture you. Yeah. Then we got surrender to worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus upon the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. So, what are these cards about except for the lesson or the words that are up on there? I feel like it is very important for you in 2020 to not try to control things as much as you usually do. I know you're a sign that's all about controlling and creating things and fixing things and making things like fit and like planning and like very like serious. Like I feel like Capricorn might be the real serious one, and then I feel like you, Virgos, might be the serious one, right? So I feel like instead of like being on top of things in a like very like almost obsessive type of way, try to relax a little bit more and leave a little bit more room for flow and things to come to fruition more naturally. I feel like as soon as you do, like you're trying to control and wash out the stain, but it's not working. I could tell you like I might have washed it one time, maybe a second time if I really like the shirt, and if the second time it's not getting out, might use bleach or something else. And if it doesn't work, then I'm like, I'm gonna buy a new one. Probably I'm a Libra. I probably might have bought one already after the first wash and seeing like, it's not working. Okay, I'm buying a new one. I want you to also embrace more of the flow of the universe. Might not be like, you might not need to be an entire Libra energy, like buy a new shirt straight away. That's not who you are. But you might need to release a little bit of the control and leave a little bit more room for magic to unfold. Okay. I feel like you are like way too much in your mind in 2020. I feel like you're always in your mind though. You're thinking a lot, you're analyzing a lot, and that's a good thing. That's one of your like good points. Like there's a strong suit of you, but I feel like it is also creating a lot of stress and anxiety for you, and it might create a little bit of, do I say it right? Bears on the roads. I don't know if that's a expression in English or if it's an expression in Dutch. In Dutch we say beer op de weg. Beer op de weg. I don't even think I don't think that's it, because in the Netherlands we don't got bears. But it's creating obstacles, challenges on your road, and that's not actually what you want. I feel like you need to release a little bit more of worry and trying to control things and flow a little bit more. Also be more open to support. I feel like you're doing a lot by yourself. I feel like you need to be a little bit more open to receiving a love and compliments and people giving you gifts or giving you something or something. Like I feel like in order to have the universe flow and to create what it is that you actually want, because I feel like there are some things that you're really trying to like achieve, really want to manifest. But in order to manifest or like get these things, I feel like you really need to be open to receiving it. And sometimes these things that you really want are coming through somebody else, some source different than the universe. Like it's making me think of this person that falls like in the water from a like boat. I think like their boat is sinking, and then um and then it calls on God and asks God like, okay, please help me, God, I'm drowning here, please help me, please, like I will change my entire life, blah 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 blah. And then there comes a ship and the person's like, can I help you, no, I'm waiting on God to like come and save me. Okay, ship passes by. Then another ship comes by and is like, do you want me to help you, like you're drowning, do you need a lifeboat? No, I'm waiting on God, God is going to come help me, and you can go about your day, do your thing, I'm waiting on God. And then a third ship is coming by and the person says, no, I don't need any help, I'm waiting on God. And then it drowns, and it heavenly asks like, God, why wouldn't you like help me? I was asking for your help, and I was asking for you to be there for me. And then God said, I sent you 3 ships and you didn't take any of them. So that's what I'm kind of feeling for you when it comes to your manifestations and the things you want. You might need to say yes a little bit more in 2020. Be a little bit more impulsive about certain things. And when people offer you something, don't like get into your mind too much or try to like overthink things a lot. I feel like there will be a lot of ships in 2020 for you. A lot of ships to bring you to the shop to get a new t-shirt without a stain. Let me see what you need to focus upon in 2020. Okay, what I'm seeing here for you is focusing upon your goals, the things you really want to achieve. Over here it says set a goal, write it down, and release to the outcome. Didn't I say that to you just now? Maybe not the whole part with writing it down, but like you like need to focus upon it and release it, like release the control and give like a little bit space, breathing space, in order for the universe to do its work. Small steps make a big difference. Okay, then we got practice present moment awareness in the awareness card. It says the meaning you yearn for lives in the ever present now. So I feel like it is very important for you to be self-conscious this year, to be very aware and very mindful. I felt already when I started in your energy, I already felt like a very mindful energy. I already felt like you're really like conscious and there. And I feel like this is in the moments where things are getting a little bit hard or a little bit stormy for you in 2020, awareness is your best bet. Like go there, like center yourself there, trying to be very aware of things, trying to trying to think about what you smell, think about what you see, think about what you hear, what you feel, and then make decisions from that space on. Even though like I'm seeing here a lot of like earthly colors, so I kind of feel like it's very important for you also to remain grounded in whatever situation you might be in 2020. Okay, so let's move on to relationships and love in 2020 for my beautiful Virgos. Let's see what the universe has to offer for you. So, what do we got here? Oh, this is beautiful. I like it. In Dutch it says, dit kan de ware zijn. De partner naar wie je op zoek bent, heb je al ontmoet. En zielsverwanten. Ja, dit is je zielsverwant. So in English, it says, this could be the one. The partner that you have been looking for, you might already have met them. And here it says, your soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. I said in the beginning, this is making me think of a soulmate or a twin flame relationship. So some of y'all, I feel for a lot Virgos, there will be a very strong connection with your soulmate or your twin flame this year. If you haven't seen them yet, and they have like you haven't met your soulmate yet, it might be the year where your soulmate or your twin flame and you are crossing paths. Either way, the concept of soulmates and twin flames will be a very important one for you this year. You might be looking in your relationship or looking at your relationship and figuring out like, is this person like really the one? Is this the one I need to be with? Is this my soulmate? Which direction are we going into? And I feel like the universe is going to give you very clear signs about that this year, 2020. And for some of y'all that are single Virgos, I feel like you will be at the brink of meeting a partner that is going to be either a partner that you can mate for life. That sounds really strange, maybe. But and for some of y'all, I feel like it's going to be a best friend, soulmate, twin flame relationship. Does this mean when you're meeting your twin flame or your soulmate that it necessarily is going to be the best relationship of your lifetime, of a life, or of a lifetime? No, it might not. Especially twin flame and soulmate relationships can be very complicated at times too. But it doesn't mean that you need to give up upon that relationship. So work towards that relationship, work on bettering or deepening your relationship and getting your relationship to a better space. I felt before, like when we talked about the 10 of Pentacles, relationships are going to be a very like important thing. I feel like you can create a very healthy relationship. Some of y'all just might need to have a little bit more like help, get a counselor or read a book about like love or relationship. I'm reading a book right now about the 5 love languages. So it might be a thing for y'all to read. It's also on YouTube, an audiobook about it. So if you don't like to read, you have no excuse. You can now listen to audio. That sounds strange too, right? Okay, well, now we're moving on to work. Your work in 2020. Let's see what we got here for you. Beautiful Virgos. Work, it could be study, it could be financial things, it could be your soul's purpose. Oh, we got 2 cards at once. I want to do one more. I already expected this one to come out. So we got be authentically you. And then we got be present. We already had that one with awareness, right? And then we have a lot of cards on the ground. And then we have you decide. So what I'm feeling here for you, go back in place, you little hairs. So what I'm having here for you is that I feel that 2020 is going to be a year for a lot of you where you'll be stepping into your power or being more authentically yourself. I feel like if you're working in a corporation or in a job that's giving you all like strange type of vibes and you need to be someone that you're really not, I feel like you will be feeling very uncomfortable, and I feel like you might be giving up on that shirt. Right? I feel like you might be like, nah, it's not working. I might buy a new shirt. I might get a new job, one where I feel better about myself, one where I feel appreciated, one where I feel cared about. I feel like it's very important when it comes to work to not plan ahead too much. I know you are a planner. I know you like to like look at things and think things through and focus upon what you're going to do for 2021 already. But I really want you to be here, and I really want you to, whatever comes upon your path, take it on, soak it in, and work with it. Okay. And if you notice that something isn't working the way you want it to work, or if the collaborations that you're trying to have, like, or like, could be with colleagues, or could be with your a boss or manager for that, for I don't know how to say it, but could be with your manager. Try to stay really mindful of the way you communicate with them. Try to be very authentic, but also trying to get your point across. I feel like in 2020, you get to decide which direction you go into. Are you going to keep the stained shirt, or are you going to buy a new one? Are you going to wash it another time? I don't think so. I hope so. I hope you don't like wash it another time. Are we going to cut it out and put something else on top of it? Or what are you going to do with it? You get to decide. Yes? So now we will be looking at your health in 2020. So let's see what the cards are saying. Whew. I feel that you will be a lot in your mind in 2020. So there might be the mental health. I feel like some of y'all might have some anxieties to overcome. I feel like you're thinking so much, it might be bothering you, or it might create anxiety. Yeah, you will be overly aware of a lot of things. I feel like you need to still your mind, might need to meditate more in 2020 to like still the mind and make sure that you really catch up on the lessons or the information that the universe is trying to like give to you. The cards that I got for you is heartache and loss. Heartache and loss. And then we got hope. And then we got base chakra. So some of you might be thinking, what are these cards about and what does it have to do with health? So here I feel like the heart chakra, not the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the womb, and the sacral chakra, and of course your root chakra are going to play a big role. If there's going to be anything physical happening to you, it might be on the lower part of your body. Some of you might have some heart pressure or pressure at your heart, like feeling a little bit like a heavy feeling on your breast. Might even be with breathing. So I feel like it's very important for you to be very mindful, very aware, and very present when it comes to your physical body and listening to whatever your body is trying to communicate to you. I feel like it's very needed for you to stay grounded. Some of y'all might have some issues with your balance in 2020, especially when you're rushing and when you're forgetting to eat, or when you're forgetting to like follow your usual routine. When you break out of your usual routine or are way too busy trying trying to focus upon a lot of things. I feel like as soon as you do that, then I feel that you might have some issues with your balance, or might have some issues with your digestion, like your stool, do I see it correct? Some of you might be constipating, that sort of stuff. Yeah, that might be the thing. This card is actually talking about the need for you to heal yourself. I also feel that in 2020 there will be a lot of stomach things for some of y'all, especially when you have been bottling up a lot of emotions. When you have been bottling up a lot of emotions, anger, resentment, jealousy. Um, these type of emotions, I feel like there might be some issues with the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, bowels, the guts, that area there. And for some of y'all, I kind of feel like there might be an importance in releasing energy from the womb area. Yeah, if you're a woman, of course. So that was what I was getting for you, beautiful, beautiful Virgo. So let's see if I got a spiritual message for you in the year 2020. I also want to tell you that 2020 is going to be a 4 year. I already said that. It's giving me all like tower type of vibes and the judgment card type of vibes. This feels a little bit uncomfortable for some of y'all, but it's going to be a really good thing. If you look at 2020, you can also create 22. And creating 2022, I feel like is all about you creating a new life in a new world. So you will eventually get a new shirt, and then you need to like create a new life. Yeah, maybe you need to change your entire look, or entire like whatever you're focusing upon, whatever that shirt may be for you in 2020. Might need to meditate on that. Some of y'all might need to meditate on what the stained shirt is. Some of y'all already know, because you have been holding on to that thing for dear life. And 2019 has already called your name and told you, girl, boy, you need to let that go. But you weren't ready yet. So let's see what spiritual message the universe or your spirit guides have for you. So what I'm getting, what I'm having here. Oh, there's one more than I anticipated on. I got birthing a new age. It says birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. I already told you this just now. I felt like I said something before. I have a blackout now. I said something to you about like creating a new, entirely new way of being or life, or like needing to change things up entirely. I don't know what I said before, but that's weird, right? Maybe it's not. I don't know. I like your energy. It's kind of cheeky. I'm not always this way, but birthing a new age is giving me the vibe. Oh yeah, I said 22 thing, like birthing, like having a new. I'm back. I'm back on track. But yeah, I feel like 2020 is giving you the possibility to change up your entire being on a both like spiritual level, but also a physical level. I feel like there's a lot of things happening or changing or shifting in the physical realm for you too. But first, it started in the spiritual realm. We got the Akasha card. Your guidance is divinely guided. So I feel like some of y'all will be taking it up a notch. I feel like you will be getting more information. You will be getting more downloads. You have a very strong feeling. That's why you're very conscious. That's why you need to be very grounded to even receive these messages better on which direction to go into. I feel like either you're going to step upon your path in 2020, or you already on it and you're being guided towards different direction, or you're guided in a certain direction. Follow this. I feel like it's going to bring you like blessings, like immensely, like you're going to be so overjoyed. Then we got dance with life, and it says do something to change your energy. So some of y'all might have that anxiety feeling that I just felt, or like that having that mental unclarity, or like issue, or like something with mental health, maybe depression type of energy or something else. I feel like you're very like powerful, with the power card that we already had, like in the beginning when I talked about your team. I feel like you're very powerful and you are able to change it up. Some of y'all need to start dancing or picking back up dancing. I know someone is listening right now that has been dancing for years and hasn't danced for years and has been thinking about, oh, I want to dance, I should go dancing. You need to go pick back up dancing. I feel like the universe is really wanting to communicate to you through either music or dance in 2020. If dancing and music is not your thing, then it means that you should definitely work on doing things, moving your body, or using your physical body to listen to it and both like change up your energy, shift your vibration. Also, here, some of y'all have been wondering about something, have been thinking about something, have been wondering if you should go on, move on, if you should throw away the shirt and buy a new one. The answer is yes. I feel for some of y'all, and I feel like it's not, it's going, if this yes card is for you, I feel like you already thought about something and you straight away right now know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then you're like, no, I don't know. I didn't ask any questions to the universe. I'm not thinking about anything. What should I be saying yes about? Or what is it? Like, don't try to make things up or try to get something in your side of your mind. I feel like if this is not you, this is saying to you that you should be a little bit more impulsive in 2020. Release the past you. Don't focus so much upon the future you. Focus upon the you in the here and now. Yes? Yes. So, three cards for your action steps that you can take to make this the best possible year in 2020. I wanted to say I didn't drop any cards, but then I dropped a lot of cards, but not while shuffling. Hey. So, we got hydrate. So it's very important for you in 2020 to be around water, to drink a lot of water, to take good care of what you drink. I even hearing here some of y'all need to stop drinking tap water and start drinking water from a source, a clean source, filtered water. I feel like your body will be very responsive to the moon cycles, especially when we're getting eclipses and moon cycles. It might be very important for you to drink more water. Then we got aromatherapy. And to me, aromatherapy can be used for a lot of things. I feel like it might be helping you to calm down to use lavendel. For some of you, I feel like it might, if you want to get more inspired or more clear in your communication, you might be using lemongrass. And I feel, what else? I think it's mint. I think it's me. Maybe you need to just look up on the internet whatever essential oils you can use for more clarity, for a more clear mind, making decisions easier, for feeling calmer and relaxeder. I also want you to use a little bit of like, how is it called? Cinnamon oil on your wrist. Did I say that right? It will be attracting a lot of financial abundance among one of the things it does. Then we got watching a movie. So this card to me is all about you relaxing, you slowing down in 2020, you being okay with the fact that at times you're just going to binge watch, and that's okay too. Right? At times, I feel like you also need to pay close attention to what it is that you watch and to not take upon any programming that's not really necessary you or good for you. I also feel some of y'all need to stop watching the news obsessively. It's not going to help you. It's going to make you feel more drained. It's going to make you feel more sad or more confused. It's going to lower your vibration, especially in 2020. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like fear-based news out there. I want you to be really mindful of this, and I want you to like get the masks off and see things for what they are, knowing that they have their own agendas, their own propaganda, trying to like get you to a certain energy level. I really want you to keep your vibration ho no, not ho. Well, if you want to, you can keep it ho, but high. Yeah. I meant high. Keep your vibration high. So this was your energy reading. Beautiful Virgo. I was super excited to connect to y'all. Let me know down in the comments, what are you going to release in 2020 and what are you going to focus upon? Yes. And thank you and thank you again for all your likes, subscribes, all the energy that you've been giving me and helping me grow my channel in 2020 and walking this journey with me. I'm very grateful, and there's so much gratitude and thankfulness from me to you. And I wish you an outstanding, amazing, magical 2020.